So, Island Saga popped up on my Steam page and instantly drew my eye with its assets. Alright, so the game opens up with a kingdom. He's worried about his kingdom being engulfed and overtaken. Knowing that he doesn't really have a strong heir and that their kingdom is so small, his plan is to marry off one of his daughters to a neighboring powerful kingdom that has a son. And it's this kind of desperate attempt to marry off his daughter. The prince is your character that you'll actually play as, and he's this colossal perv. Like, that is, they immediately out of the gate are like, your guy's kind of a, you know, that kind of guy. But this is a game that's like more of the harem style RPG, which is kind of hilarious. So right off the bat, you have 4 girls that will eventually join your team. So the first girl you have is the adventurous, spunky one. For some reason, she's in love with you immediately. She's never met your character. She has no idea who he is. She's never actually interacted. She comes from this very isolated kingdom that nobody's had really any trade with or anything. But somehow she's like, yeah, I'll go on an adventure and I'll definitely potentially marry this guy. And she's immediately on board. She's like, oh yeah, he's adventurous. That's good enough for me. That is the only personality trait he needs. Then you have this, like, your childhood friend who is in the intro of the game that I actually like the best, which is weird because she's got this very, like, tsundere personality where she pretends like she hates the main character even though she's secretly in love with him. But she's very, like, controlling in the sense that she's like, hey, I want it to be more like just me and you kind of thing. It's really, but she's got the most, like, kind of personality in a way. So then the third girl is literally just there. I could not think of anything that, like, actually made me go like, yeah, she is interesting. She's just kind of like along for the ride. There's like some water thing aesthetic with her, and like she likes food. Yeah, that one's pretty forgettable. Then you have the best girl, the one that I have to keep not showing on this video because every time I do, I have to make sure everything is censored on her. She comes from like a very dance-heavy nationality like style. That's what their kingdom is based on. So it's this very like freedom-oriented, like is in like aesthetically and clothing-wise. So kind of gypsy-esque in a way, I guess would be the best way to describe it. But yeah, it is a censor heaven right here. And finally, you have your main character, the soulless prince, whose non-existent eyes are horrifying with his featureless face. But this game, you'll be amazed as you can seduce any or all of the girls. And they will all probably, by the time they turn 30, have horrible back issues. Because these proportions on them don't even make sense. It is absolutely amazing. Like, I cannot imagine anyone in real life actually having these proportions and being able to physically, like, not have their counterweight thrown off when they take one step. Like, that is how ridiculous. Like, they should be hunched over 24/7, like, oh my god, like, my back hurts so bad. Alright, so let's jump into the combat portion of this game. This is probably just the most serviceable aspect of the game. Combat is unique in the sense, like, there aren't any actual levels in the game. Like, I thought that was kind of cool. You don't level up in the sense of, like, level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. Instead, you level up with a weapon skill based on, like, how often you use the weapon. So that kind of, like, dictates if you're going to learn perks with it, how strong you are with that weapon, how proficient. And then, like, your stats will level up, but they don't have anything tied to them. So you might get, like, HP leveled up, but it's just like an arbitrary, like the number increases. There's no like, hey, you hit level 3. It's just maybe after combat you actually got that level or that strength to increase a little bit. And I will say, since this game is kind of one of those, you know, more adult-oriented games, the best part about it is the combat can be skipped, pretty much. There's, I believe, 5 different modes of difficulty. One is like super easy, one is nightmare. And let me tell you, when you put it on nightmare, this game becomes the like it makes Dark Souls look very easy. The very first fight I got into completely wrecked my team. And it was versus like the weakest enemy. I was like, wait, what? So I got kicked back. And then super easy is basically you don't even have to level. You just can like skip the entire fight. So if you just want that sweet TNA, definitely go the super easy route. Alright, so last on the list, we got the sound. Oh my gosh. The sound and the screaming and such in this game would put even like Darkest Dungeon to shame. This is like one of those games that if you're going to play, put on some headphones. Because you will probably get the police called on you when your neighbors hear the constant like battle sounds that these females make in the fight. It is, I don't even know what, like, it is like the most Japanese like stabbing sounds I have ever heard. And oh my god, the horror. So, Island Saga, decent story. Don't think too much on it. Enjoy the hilarity of it. If you just want a game that, you want some TNA, pick it up. Otherwise, just ignore it.